So I've got a cool piece of news to talk about this morning. One of my all-time favorite smartwatches is about to get a sequel finally. It is, of course, the Mobvoi TicWatch Pro 3 Ultra. This is a watch that I have talked about on this channel several times, and I have reviewed on this channel as well. And it is the watch that when I am daily driving anything but a Samsung device, this is the watch that I use. Now, when I switch over to a Samsung device, I tend to use my Galaxy Watch, whatever the most recent one was. I don't actually remember. Is it the 5, if I'm not mistaken? I think I've got the 5 Pro, 4 Pro, 5 Pro. I don't know, whatever the most recent one is. I got it when I got my Z Fold. It's very, very good as well. But this watch is the one that I use all the other time. And it's just a really, really solid watch. We are finally about to get a sequel to this watch. The TicWatch 3 is being replaced by the TicWatch 5. And I know it's weird because they're skipping the number 4, but apparently there are phobias of the number 4. Apparently it's related to death in some way in this culture. So they're skipping 4 and going to 5. Now, this was actually teased a while back with this image, but we have a little bit more to share on this. Mr. Kuba himself, the person who I've actually sourced multiple times on leaks through Google camera APK breakdowns and turning that into information about Pixel devices, they've actually leaked this, which I believe to be a render. This might be a photograph, I'm not actually sure, but they leaked this here on their Twitter account. Mobvoi TicWatch Pro 5, one of the first watches to ship with the Snapdragon W5, maybe the W5 Plus, maybe the regular W5, we're not actually sure, and Wear OS 3. All of these things are very, very good to see. This thing is, there you go, that's what it's going to look like when this thing does eventually come out. And as he said, they did tease it a few months back, but they've been quiet since then, but it appears it is nearing release now as they've added basic support for the watch to their app, as well as put the renders in a few places. So this is probably coming out very, very soon. Now, as you saw in that tweet, we're going to be getting the new Snapdragon W5 chipset. This thing is going to be a lot more powerful, but also a lot more efficient. It is said to be 50% better in terms of battery life, while also offering double the performance, which is a very, very impressive thing to be able to do at the same time. Now, of course, the Pro 3 Ultra is not, a slow device. It does have a few moments here and there where it might kind of hang up or be a little bit sluggish from time to time, but generally speaking, it is quite fast. And because the fact that this thing has that the screen will now time out and turn off, it does have this dual layer display, which allows you to be able to see your time without actually activating the display here. The battery life is outstanding on this thing. I mean, I get 3-4 days worth of battery life. So if we're going to be getting something similar to that, but with maybe 50% longer battery, that could be like a week's worth of battery life on this thing. Could be really, really impressive. Now, you may have seen on that one image that we have a different appearance on the top. So the bezel here, the edge of this display is textured in some way. And of course, that is not the case on the Pro 3 Ultra. It is smooth. It's textured on the side, but not on the top. So a slight change to the design of this watch. Now, we do have to keep in mind that the current Pro 3 Ultra does have that dual layer display where you have that LCD screen on top that can be on while you're not actively using the watch. And that does let you basically have an always on display that doesn't use like almost any battery at all. It's one of its best features. We do not know as of yet if that is coming to the Pro 5, although I really, really, really hope that it is. Another thing that you may have noticed, eagle-eyed viewers among you, is that the Pro 5, or the Watch 5, whatever that's going to wind up being called, the 5, only has one crown there on the side, whereas the Pro 3 Ultra does, in fact, have two buttons there, crowns, whatever you want to call them. So a slight design change there as well, although it looks like there is another button up there on the corner. So functionality maybe isn't going to change too much, but we may be a little bit less prone to snags with all of these things sort of poking out of the side. Now, like I said, they did tease this thing all the way back in July, and it is now popping up in their app, so forth and so on. So release should be relatively imminent. Now, I am hopeful that I will actually be able to take a look at this thing when it is fully unveiled. I think I have a decent relationship with Mobvoi right now. There's a treadmill to my left that would indicate that they like supporting my channel a little bit. So hopefully I'll be able to take a look at this thing. I am very, very excited about this watch, and I'm very excited to get to take a look at it because, Wear OS 3 has just not dropped yet on the watch I'm currently wearing. And I did enjoy it quite a bit on my Pixel watch as well. So I'd love to see that Wear OS 3 come over and Mobvoi release something with that, but also that new chipset, faster, better battery. This thing could be absolutely fantastic. Guys, hit that subscribe button before you go so you don't miss out on more content just like this. If you want to see a review of this upcoming TicWatch Pro 5, you got to be here to be able to see that. Guys, I'll see you on the next one. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.